Episode 1. Welcome to the show. Valid Ball Knowers. First episode, me and Parker decided, we're some dudes who know what we're talking about, and we thought, hey, let's see what other people think. Let's try it out and, chat some ball, spit some ball, you know. See if you think we're valid or not. See if you think we're not valid. Call us out. We are valid. Say we're valid. All right, so we are talking about college football playoff. Week 12 rankings came out. Obviously, first initial impression when you look at the board is whatever Georgia does to South Florida is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Parker, thoughts?
Yeah. Group of 5. It's a tough. This is the year where you question the automatic Group of 5 spot. Um, it was good last year with Boise State, obviously, but this is the year where there's just you could get to the end and it's a one-loss JMU out of the Sun Belt or a 2-loss American champion that lost to Miami by like 30 points.
Do you think that going forward that the number 5 slot is kind of just always going to get a tune-up game? Or do we think that we'll actually see some
Yeah,
really good parity between 12 and 5?
I think it's going to take a little bit. I think
Yeah.
um, the more the Group of 5 catches up, the more it could be more of a game, and it also depends on like
Just play it by the ear.
is
By the
that
team.
like if that ends up being Texas Tech, could that be more of a game? It kind of just depends on that. If a Big 12 or ACC champ gets the 5 seed and doesn't get a bye any given year, and there's a top 15-ish, like a Boise State caliber Group of 5 team, it could be a game. But I mean, this is a year that you're definitely not going to see that. Um,
I think it's just one of
any
those things. Like, have we really established if the group of 5 is catching up? Like, legitimately, when you look at the picture of college football, are we saying like, man, like the top 3 in the G5, like I guess South Florida, Tulane, like Memphis, are
Yeah,
those 3 really catching up? Because then you go see Tulane gets blown out by like Ole Miss,
right.
so and that's gonna be competition for them. So it's one of those things. Have we established if the G5 is catching up?
I don't think they have. I mean, I think I think we've had 2 really good Group of 5 teams in the last 5 to 10 years. The Cincinnati team, the Make the 4 team, obviously, and then Boise
That's
State
the
last.
thing.
But other than that, it's pretty much the same year to year. And this is even a year where it's probably even worse than it's been in a while. Because I think even in the past in the 4 team, if we had the 12 team format, there would have been teams that would have been had a lot better resume than USF.
Fair.
But just looking at it, is there anything you disagree with off the first rankings?
I don't say I have a lot of disagreement. I think that there will still be movement. Let's just say I still think there are some frauds in the mix.
Yeah,
But one thing that's really catching my eye, just looking at the matchups, is Texas Tech Miami. I think that's gonna be a very, very good football game. I don't know if it's gonna be Miami in that spot. It could possibly not be Tech, but watching Tech play and how they play against BYU, they are just really, really good.
I want to
Like
talk
very good.
about I want to talk about Jacob Rodriguez real quick
Beat.
because um, I heard Joey McGuire in the press conference talk about him for Heisman the other day, and at
Yeah.
first I was like, that might be a little crazy, and then I went and looked at the stats and compared him to Manti Te'o, his Heisman finalist season, and if you look at it through 10 games, Rodriguez has 91 tackles, 9.5 TFLs, 3 interceptions, and 7 forced fumbles.
So good.
And Manti Te'o, in his senior year at Notre Dame, had 113 tackles, 5.5 TFLs, 1.5 sacks, and he had 7 interceptions, but no forced fumbles. So if you're just looking at turnovers total, I mean he's already got 10 turnovers. I mean
I
I
would
think
love
the
to see
legitimate.
his stats. Compare his stats to Luke Kuechly's at Boston College.
Yeah, true.
It's
I
something
think there's
that
a
I would so
legit
pursue.
conversation for him to be in New York.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, at the event for sure. I mean, I
Especially
think he,
if they win the Big 12, I think that's a real conversation to be had, especially in a year where there's not really a guy
yeah,
that has stood out. Because I
there
think,
hasn't been that this year. I mean, I think it's
you know,
Dante Moore right now, but I
but
mean,
like,
it doesn't like like it doesn't push the needle like we say that. But I'll
right,
be honest, last year, like Travis Hunter didn't push the needle much for me, so I thought
yeah,
I probably should have went to Genton, but clearly he didn't do enough to push the needle.
right.
I just feel like we hadn't had a consensus Heisman in a little bit, which might be good for the sport.
I
Could be good.
agree. I think there's been a lack of, um, I think a lot. The problem is a lot of the better teams the last couple of years have had somewhat game manager quarterbacks with. I mean, last year Will Howard. I mean, he turned it on in the playoffs, but I mean, and even they won the Natty. But by the time the Heisman was voted on, I mean, there's no way you would have given him the award
Yeah,
based
I mean,
on
you're not going to pick Will
Ohio State,
Howard.
which that's that's a conversation for another time because that's dumb that they do it before the season is over. But uh, they should do it after the national championship. But whatever.
I think yes and no.
I
I like a
think,
mid
and then
playoff
also
run.
you had JJ McCarthy with Michigan. Um, I mean, I just think I
I
think
think
it'll
if you
work
did a
itself out a
playoff
little bit.
run, if you did at the end of the playoff, you'd have a lot of national champions getting the Heisman Trophy too.
Isn't that how it should work though?
I think if you're thinking about it like the, I mean, yes and no.
Because
I feel like, I mean,
I don't
team
think an
accolade
Ohio
versus
State player
player
would have won
individual
last year.
performance. No, I mean, they couldn't have given it to anyone.
So I don't
I
think
mean,
it's
Jeremiah
necessary.
Smith like just got on the scene. Trevion Henderson was always playing
Yeah,
good.
right. Yeah.
You talk
So I
about
don't
Will
think it would
Howard.
necessarily always go to a national champion.
I feel like it would have during the Saban era at Alabama.
Maybe, yeah. But
Like
anyways,
McCarron to Mac
yeah. But I
Jones.
mean, I think it'll work itself out because I think if you get you know whoever wins the SEC, if one of those QBs is balling out, if Marcel Reed or Ty Simpson wins SEC as a one loss or less SEC champion, you're going to have a pretty obvious high or same for the Big Ten. If Sayin or Mendoza balls out in the Big Ten championship and wins the Big Ten for one of those teams, I mean you're
But
finally
you
making
might end up actually putting more stock into individual game performances that way
yeah,
versus in
sure.
coursework,
But I think
which
I
there's
mean
merit to that.
you also just the end of the season. I mean the Ohio State playing Michigan, A&M will play Texas. I mean, you'll have plenty of Heisman moments um, before the championship weekend. But I mean, overall, looking at the bracket, I think the top eight in somewhat any order, um, I think is pretty much universally agreed upon.
Yeah.
I think you can debate Ohio State, Indiana, and A&M. I don't really have a problem with any order of those, and then I think you can. Bama has to be above Georgia. But then I think because of the head to head, and Georgia has to be ahead of Ole Miss. So I mean, it's got to be Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss in that order,
Hmm.
and then Tech and Oregon. I think you can flip flop.
Yeah,
I
that
had
can go either way.
I had Ole
I feel
Miss
like after
six.
Oregon,
I had Ole Miss six, Tech seven, Oregon eight. But I think you could
hmm
put those three in any order. My problem is with having Notre Dame above Miami. I think the resumes are too similar to ignore the head to head.
hmm
That's my only real issue.
I would say quality of play for maybe Notre Dame. I mean,
Yeah,
do they
but
have
gotta
what are
match.
the what quality wins are we? If you're a Notre Dame fan, what are your quality wins? Like, who are you saying that was a good win against? So you're kind of bumming there a little bit. I feel like Oregon's performance too against Iowa this past weekend, that kind of bums you a little bit. Like, yeah, like
Yeah,
bad weather, okay, good defense with
I think they're
Iowa always.
definitely at the bottom of that top tier.
Yeah, like I don't think the national championship winner is playing Iowa in a two-score game.
No, no,
Like that's not really something that you want to see out of your team, just
no.
generally. Looking at the bracket, another game I think would be really, really good one. Texas at Ole Miss.
Sark
Um,
versus Kiffin would be fireworks.
yes, and
I love that.
I love that Texas has to go on the road.
Hmm.
And I think if you're Texas and you have to go on the road, that's a very easy environment to go on the road to.
That is true.
So I don't think Vaught
You have to
Hemingway is
go
a
on the
place
road in
that
the
people.
SEC. Ole Miss is top
That's yeah.
five
That's one of
places to
the easier
go.
places you can win.
Yeah,
So it's small. It's honestly what it is. It's a small stadium. It's not this massive place. It's not like UT.
and it's a little bit of Oxford is bougie to an
Yeah,
extent, so they're not as rowdy as an Auburn or a College Station or
even going to like Athens. I mean,
yeah Athens.
home
Yeah,
game at Athens is going to be that could have been a
Gainesville,
whole big
Gainesville,
disaster.
douche. Um,
I think. I mean, I think the easiest road could be going to Tech, but yet again, like
I think Tech's good though, man. I,
Tech is very, very good.
I was really
Like
impressed with them. I think they could sneak their way into getting a bye. To be honest, I think
I think if there's any traction whatsoever to Steve Sarkisian going to the National Football League, Texas will be all over McGuire, as they should be, as really anyone
yeah,
should be.
yeah,
So his phone should basically have been blowing up since the second Penn State opened up.
yeah.
But we can get into that because I think another coach on here is going to be on the move. You know,
Who's
when you
that?
talk about
Elko?
no, I'm thinking Golish, South Florida.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think
he'll get. Mm,
he's like a younger version of what teams think Matt Rule is. And I think that he would be a very good fit at Penn State. Well, what he does on offense is a lot of what Penn State wants to do, and a lot of the toys Penn State has would actually gel very well with what they do with South Florida.
yeah,
I just don't know if he moves the needle for Penn State
yeah.
boosters,
That's what I was gonna
but
say. That's what I was gonna
um, I think if you look at the product on the football field, the needle's moving.
say. Hmm.
But like if I was Virginia Tech, I mean, he's the number one, number two phone call you make.
Right. Virginia Tech is potentially a good fit. I think they're gonna get Franklin, but
I do think they'll get James Franklin.
um, we'll see. I think something that's really interesting is how the Lane Kiffin situation plays out if they're in this game January 1st, and the Florida and or the LSU job is still vacant.
I agree, but I also know that this is like vintage Lane Kiffin,
Yeah,
to where he craves attention.
yeah,
So he's always going to continuously act like I'm at Ole Miss, but I'm not at Ole Miss, and he's going to
right.
continuously force Ole Miss to the table, which is good business. Like get your raise, get your money, get your guarantees, But I just I don't think he wants to start over. I think starting over is very overrated. I think
Yeah,
a lot of these
I
coaches are
think he'll
starting
I
to
think he'll
figure out
stay in
that
Ole
starting
Miss.
over is overrated.
I just think that'll be a massive talking point in
I
January.
think if you go back and ask Brian Kelly if he should have left Notre Dame, I don't think he would have said yes. I think he would have said just
Yeah, obviously,
stuff like that. I think coaches are starting to realize
especially
grass not always greener.
especially now. So I
Yeah,
think
I mean
okay,
NIL is doing some parity.
big picture. Um, I think we're looking at how many SEC teams do you think get in? I think I think it.
I have to
I
look
only
at
think
the
it's going to be 4.
schedules. I think what we have up on the graphic is probably who it's going to be.
I just
Um,
the
I don't know
question
their
is, I think
matchups, but
Texas. Do they get through the rest of that schedule?
who do they have left?
They got at Georgia and then they got A&M.
Texas might be gone.
Right. But then the question is, if they win one of those games, do they get in with 3 losses potentially?
That is a great question, and that depends on what side of the fence you sit on.
Right.
Are you an SEC guy or are you not? So the SEC guys are going to say a 3-win SEC team is better than half the
Well,
teams in the
it just
country.
depends on who's around them. But I think
I think so too. I mean, you
like
got to look at the
if
people.
you have Miami up against a 3-loss Texas and Miami still has 2 losses, I think you got to send Miami.
I mean, you got to look at the people who are just outside: Oklahoma, BYU, Vandy, Georgia.
Oklahoma will be, I think.
So like those are the people just outside the picture.
But
So do their schedules play out for between Oklahoma, Vandy, Georgia Tech? I mean, between really those three, do
yeah,
their schedules play out for them to finish the season undefeated? So
Georgia
they
Tech
won't lose
has
between now
the
and here.
Georgia Tech has the inside track to winning the ACC. Looking
I
at
think that
looking at the tiebreakers, they have the best. They control their own destiny to get to them, and Duke are the teams that control their own destiny based on the tiebreakers to get to Charlotte. But and then so I think obviously ACC gets one. I think Big 12 probably only gets one. Notre Dame, uh, group of 5, so that's 4 spots, and then you're left with 8. So I think it's going to be split 50-50. I think. Well, it's either going to be split 50-50 or it's going to be 5 SEC, 3 Big Ten. But I think there's a good chance that USC beats Oregon, and you get USC, Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana for the Big Ten, and then A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss for the SEC.
agreed. I mean,
Then
generally, I feel like it work out that way.
the question would just be whether Texas is there at the end or not. But
I mean, can Texas survive probably the two most grueling back-to-back games you could have?
well, they have
So they have to what? They have to win one of the two, right? Between Georgia and A&M,
oh, at least,
right? I
yeah,
mean, ideally they'd win out. They won't, but
right.
I
I
mean,
think I think to if they were to beat Georgia, you'd rather I think for them you'd rather win now, and you'd rather win the first game, and then
yeah.
you might be high enough in the rankings by the time if you lose to A&M that you don't fall far enough out.
I think too, if you're a Texas fan, you're beating the drum on strength of schedule because the way it looks now, right? They played Ohio State, they're playing A&M, they're playing Georgia. I'm not sure on if they played Alabama. I'm assuming they didn't. I don't think they did.
Who, Texas?
So they played, yeah, Texas.
No, they didn't play Bama.
So they played 3 out of the top 5 this
Right.
year. As
Yeah.
of right now, I mean, if you are a Texas fan, you're beating the drum. Strength of schedule has to matter. Has to matter. Texas has already been playing for the national championship since week 0. Is what I'd be saying.
Yeah.
I think that's the angle. Um, One last thing on college football before we move to the NFL. Do you want to give predictions based on what we have now? So
Yeah.
matchup, who's winning, who's losing, what we think.
Oh, based on this current
Yeah, this
bracket,
current
if this
12
current
team.
bracket was to play out.
Yeah, current bracket as of today plays out. Georgia handles South Florida.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can both agree on that.
So consensus.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, Oregon. I like Oregon.
I'd actually have Notre Dame.
Fair. Do you think Jeremiah
But
Love would just too much?
that's the closest. I think that's the most coin flip game of those matchups. Which I mean, it's the 8-9. So
I I just think Notre Dame is going to struggle going on the road to Oregon, and I don't think
yeah.
CJ Carr has the it factor yet to
See,
basically go on the road and seal a win like that.
I actually picked them because I think CJ Carr has a little bit of something to him. I was really impressed with him against A&M and Miami. Um, and I haven't been super impressed with Dante Moore. So that's where I made that
That's
distinction.
the line in the sand.
Yeah, and then Jeremiah Love pushes it over.
Jerry pushes the needle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Oregon's missing a little something this year. I think you saw that against Indiana, you saw it against Iowa, you
Just
saw
some
it.
like pop. They're missing someone else that can go out there and kind of.
They're just missing. They're just missing a little something. They're a good team, but I don't think they're as good as last year.
Next matchup, Miami Tech. I like Tech at home.
I like Tech too.
I don't think Miami's bad. I think that might be the best game of the round one games.
I think it's either the previous or that one. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think that's gonna be a really, really dang good football game. I would love to see Tech keep going. I like kind of a Cinderella, honestly. I mean, Texas Tech's not a team that's synonymously on the top of people's heads as a powerhouse football program.
yeah.
It's just
And
not.
then if that plays
So you
out, then
want to see them keep going.
you get Tech and A&M in the quarters. That would be
That
electric.
would be insane for the state of Texas.
Yeah, I would love that.
Speaking of this, I would be remiss not to mention it, but if you are a Texas football truther, you have to be very happy about A&M, Tech, and Texas being in the college football playoff.
And
Very
quick shout out to 5 minutes from my parents' house. UNT is balling
North
out.
Tech,
Yes,
hooping.
North Texas uh, could be the Group of Five representative. They only have one loss.
They might need some help, but
It
it
is
is
to South
possible.
Florida, but it's in the realm of possibilities. But
And I
anyway,
love a great comeback story too. Walk on,
That
Jones,
Mestamaker kid is the truth, by the
just
way.
awesome. So,
And I also think Eric Morris, he would
bright
be
future, very
at the
bright
top
future.
of a lot of my coaching lists if I was an AD at some of these schools with openings. I think he's one of the next big things on the
I
offense.
think you are remiss not to take the interview if you're an AD. If you're a school like Virginia Tech, sit them down.
He would be
You
one of
take
my
you make the flight. Give them two
yeah.
hours.
And then
Next matchup,
I have a feeling we're going to be on the same page here and both pick Texas.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
I This is what I see with Ole Miss. This is vintage Ole Miss. Ole Miss plays down,
right.
but they will play bad against a bad team.
As much as I love the Trinidad Chambliss story,
Yeah.
I think there's a shot of that Texas defense eating him alive.
I think you watch Ole Miss play like, I don't know, South Carolina, a team that's not very good this year. And you watch South Carolina have multiple opportunities to win that football game. And you go, man, like, is this a team that's supposed to win the national championship at Ole Miss? And you go, probably not. There's just things that are missing there. It's execution. They do a lot. They had to convert in fourth down 3 times.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
like,
Kiffin is in his bag this year,
yes,
but
man, this is a good
but
coaching thing by him, but
but it's hilarious that this is the team that's probably going to get
yeah, should have been last year's.
a home game, yeah, as opposed to last year with Dart and all those boys, but or the previous year with Dart and Judkins, but
Mhm.
uh, yeah, I mean, I also like I said earlier, I think there's going to be a lot of rat poison with the coaching situation if he has not signed an extension by the time this game kicks off.
Yeah, I mean, it will be discussed. And it's never good to go into I'll probably call it as it is. Ole Miss hosting Texas for a playoff game would be the biggest game in school history since
Oh,
their
by a
1963
country
championship
mile. Yeah,
by millions of miles.
yeah,
And you're walking into that game with ESPN talking about your head coach going to Florida, your head coach going to, I don't know, LSU. You don't want that feedback. So that's another, sideline thing you just don't want.
right.
Quarterfinals, Georgia, Alabama, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, so Georgia, Alabama,
take Georgia.
going Georgia. Going Georgia. Can't go against Kirby. Um, DeBoer can't outcoach Kirby, so honestly a big believer in that. I think Kirby's very, very good at what he does.
I think Bama not being able to run the ball is going to catch up to them at some point.
Yeah, and I
That's
think too.
Yeah.
That is like, we always talk about like the national championship game before the national championship game.
Yeah.
This might be the national championship before the national championship. So this is going to feel like the real SEC championship. Kind of call it as is, at least for me. When I see Alabama play Georgia, that's the SEC championship.
Right. Which is
So
the way it's been for the last 10 years.
yeah, I mean
So
that's the game.
ever since Kirby's been there.
Um,
I think one last thing. I think Gunner has a little bit of Stetson Bennett to him.
I think he does too. I think he might.
I
I
think
think
he's
they
just a
just
better.
find a way to win.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. That's my point.
it's not pretty football. Um, it's not going to be impressive, but they're going to win the football game.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. Like you just get the job done. Do your job, Bill Belichick. Get the job done.
Yep.
Next round, we agreed. We disagreed a little bit here, but however it shakes out for me, both those teams get smoked by Ohio State.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Agreed.
Oregon gets taken care of, and Notre Dame gets taken care of. So Ohio
Yeah.
State
It's
is
a it's a
easy.
moot point at the end of the day. Who wins that game? I think. Yeah.
Next matchup, Miami Tech. I had Tech. We both had Tech.
Yeah.
Tech versus A&M. Yeah, I think A&M's just been firing.
I would take A&M, but I would think
I
long
think it's gonna be a
term.
very good football game. Once again,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna go out on a limb now and say I wouldn't be shocked if Tech beat A&M.
no, I wouldn't either.
It wouldn't overly shock me. So I want that take on the books for when people are remembering things in a couple months. Be like, Nate said it first, but it's on my mind. And then next matchup, Texas, Indiana. Indiana's been very, very good. I think we're going to start running into a talent issue.
Yeah.
I
I
think we
think
may
we're
have
on the same
ran
page
into
if
a
we're gonna
talent.
send Texas through.
Yeah, I might be sending Texas through.
I just
It has nothing to do with Kurt Signetti. I think
uh,
he is
no, he's a
pound for
different
pound the second best coach in college football behind Kirby. So he's really been that impressive. He's been great, really, really great.
right.
So it's not a coaching thing. I
No.
think it's literally just Texas
Really,
has literally 5 stars at every position,
yeah.
and Indiana's done a great job on getting a couple key guys. But their second string left guard
It's a
wasn't
depth
a
issue. It's a depth.
4-time All State first team like Texas player. Like these are the guys who are sitting the bench at Texas.
Right.
So
I just
that's on my
I
mind.
just can't quit Texas. I've
I
they're-
can't quit on them either. I can't do it.
I
I like their running game. I like. There's so many guys on the team I like. Like
I love
Livingstone. I
Sark. I
like
love
him.
Sark as well.
Sark is a play caller too. It's just like you can't go against it. But then that brings me to like even more, I guess, call it Texas Glaze. You move that round further, and then you might get Texas versus A&M
Again. Which
again
the question is, if this is what was to play out, you would assume that Texas beat A&M
the first
in the
time.
regular season,
Yeah,
and you're
for
getting
this
a
scenario to even work. So this is
because
a&M revenge game in the semis.
yep, because we're assuming that because I think even if A&M was to lose to Texas, they'd still probably get a bye because that's probably an 11-1 A&M team, and then say they either I think even if they lose, they could maybe get jumped, but I think there's a likely scenario that even if they were to lose to Texas, they still might get a bye.
I just think that's so crazy to think. I mean, if you are a Texas football fan, I mean, outside your Dallas Cowboys being horrendous, you have to be very happy with your college football season as just an enjoyer of Texas college sports. Things
Correct.
worked out exceedingly well for you. For all those people out there, shout out Big Texas guys because I know they exist. Big Texas is winning this year.
Yep. So then,
Guys, the other one, Alabama, Ohio State. That feels like or no, we picked Georgia.
we had
So
Georgia. We both had
that's right.
Georgia.
Georgia, Ohio State. That feels like the real national championship.
Yeah.
So we talk about the real. I think the semifinal, if it ends up being Ohio State, Georgia, that's what we're looking at. So that's the
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. I think I need to know more about Julian Sayin before I.
Before you give him the crown.
Yes,
Fair.
because I think
Very fair.
there's a potential that Kirby sees freshman quarterback and Georgia wins that game.
And Georgia's defense just eats his lunch.
Yeah.
They'd be
However,
crumbling.
I I I reserve the right to change that opinion if Sayin goes nuclear against Michigan, Indiana, and either Notre Dame or Oregon. But
I think we've
if he
seen the last
looks
couple of weeks that
he's
he's
looked good the
figuring
last
out.
couple weeks, but who is he playing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's who are you playing and who does he have that no one else has.
Right. He has
So he's
alien.
probably working with the best wideout room since that Alabama room. Like,
It's better than that, yeah.
yeah. So like
At least at
you're
the top.
working
At
with a
least at the
room.
top.
Yeah, the top two. Top two.
Tate and
A
Smith
and
is
B.
better than anybody in Bama.
Yeah. Like even Carnell Tate, like A and B in that room.
Yeah.
Like
Tate
saying has a
Tate
lot of
doesn't
help.
get as much love as he should because
No, ridiculous.
he's he's incredible.
He's gonna be like this is gonna be one of those things down the line where we're gonna talk about it like AJ Brown, DK Metcalf.
Justin Jefferson,
So
Jamar Chase is I think even a better
yes,
comparison.
that's a better one. So that's gonna be one
I
we
think
talk about.
Jefferson was so slept on at LSU. I mean,
He
he
was. I mean, he
picked up
ran through the case.
what was he
Everyone was like
24
smart.
to the Vikings?
I think so.
He was late.
Good day to be a Patriot fan. The rumors of the Patriots were gonna draft him that year
Yeah,
didn't
well,
pan out.
who
Oof.
did we get in that class?
Oh God, that was that the Cole Strange year.
No, I think that was later,
That was
wasn't
the
it?
year after.
Yeah,
We might have traded back. Honestly,
I mean probably. Yeah,
yeah, we probably traded
but
out.
we didn't
So
get Justin Jefferson is the point. But anyway, so okay, just fly through the end of this because obviously it's hypothetical. But
yeah, hypothetical.
I would
Just
pick
skipping to
Georgia.
the very end, my hypothetical national champion, Ohio State.
Okay,
Ohio State, best team in football as it stands today.
yeah,
Best talent, both sides of the ball. I think they're just gonna be such a wagon for teams to face, and I think that as unfortunate as that is for SEC guys, Ohio State's gonna get the job done. Gonna get it done.
I would have Georgia A&M national championship, and I had to have Georgia winning at the moment.
Get the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think, like I said, until I see Julian saying in an elite moment,
I
I
just think he has so much help.
I agree. I agree.
I when we get to NFL talk a little bit here, um, we can talk about that, and we can talk a little bit. But skipping the NFL, you want to get to NFL
Yep, yep.
already?
Okay, let's get this pulled up here.
I'm not sure how much time you want to devote to this, but I kind of have some. You want to do quick hitters a little bit?
Yeah. We'll go game by game.
Yeah, I basically have like for people at home, I basically have like 3 to 4 bullet points on kind of each team a little bit and things that come to mind and things that should be on your mind, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so let's go. Let's just go the worst Thursday night football game I have ever.
Yeah, ever seen.
That's terrible. I was starting Trey Tucker in my flex. That's the only reason I watched this game to the end. Um, Terrible.
Bo
Raider.
Nix makes it hard for me.
Yeah. Uh,
I really try to champion him because I like the idea of Drake May having some comparable to him, like someone that's kind of in the realm, because I don't think it's Caleb Williams, but we can talk about that later
right.
another time.
Right.
But I always thought it's kind of been Drake and Bo, and Bo proved to me that he needs help. So he's a help guy. He's not like the man.
Yeah. I think.
He's better
Yeah.
than McPad, but he's not the man.
He's he's
At least
budget
yet.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, I mean he's just and the Raiders, they're uninspiring.
I think the Pete Carroll hire was a mistake.
I think they'll give it time, but yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be there soon. We're going to be saying that. Why did we hire 80-year-old Pete Carroll?
Yeah, I think that's a one and done situation. I think.
I'm not going to go that far, just because I
I
think
think
Tom
the
Brady's.
vibes the vibes
I
are
think they're champion. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be very close. How it plays out for them, this last couple months, how this plays out will depend. It will depict that. Next game, who we got there? We got Jets Browns.
yeah.
Jets fire sale and then coming out with a win after is huge for Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
Is it good for the Jets? Absolutely not. You probably don't want to win
No.
another football game for the rest of the year if you're a Jets fan. But if you are Aaron Glenn and you are related to Aaron Glenn and you like Aaron Glenn, that is huge for you.
Can
Anyone
we
else,
talk
that is
about
bad.
for just a second though? Can we talk about the fact that this quarterback class might not actually be that good?
This is a very bad quarterback class, and we could literally devote a whole episode to what I think about this quarterback class.
Yeah,
But
I,
let's
I
just
think I
say
think the Jets
that
winning football games might actually not be that bad of a thing
yes, yes,
for
and no
vibes because
provides.
this the Jets are just one of those teams where the vibes are always bad, and if you could, I honestly, if I was a Jets fan, I might rather like win 5 games in a row to end the year than have the number one year, to be honest. Because
I think this is one of those things where you
this year,
don't take a quarterback in the first round this year, and you just load up literally everywhere else.
especially with, I
And
mean, they're gonna have two firsts. So I mean,
I think Kyler Murray's going to be on the table.
yeah.
That's a thought
Oh
I've
yeah,
had.
I
So
agree.
I honestly feel like maybe if I'm the Jets, I prepare for Kyler.
However, if I'm the Jets, there's no way I'm going for Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray in New York would be a disaster.
I
But
think there's very one logical place if I'm Kyler Murray where I want to go.
uh,
That's the LA Rams. I want to
if
go hold the
Stafford
clipboard.
retires, assuming Stafford
Even
retires,
if Stafford comes back for a year, I want to be the guy holding the clipboard because I want to be the guy that fills in for Stafford when
I
he's
mean,
gone.
yeah, I don't think he'll do that.
Because the upside, like the boom, is just
Yeah,
like you're back. Like you could be a guy, and he's still young.
no,
So
I like Kyler a lot. I mean, I don't know that it's the best idea for the Cardinals to get rid of him, but I think
yeah,
I think they're going to though.
we kind of took the Jets conversation to Kyler, so I'm gonna run it back to the Jets.
Yeah, big win.
Brees Hall played well. A win's a win in the league. It was against the Cleveland Browns. Let's proceed to the next
I
game.
want to see Shador. I want to see Shador. I just want to see him. Not that
I
I think the Dylan Gabriel experiment should be over.
I
Is
don't
really more
know
my
if you are Shadur, you want people to see Shadur yet. I think he's really, really benefited from everything that's happened so far.
yes. I just want to know. I just want to know. Does he have anything? I just want to know
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I think you got to find out.
because I think you figured out that Dylan Gabriel does not at this point.
I think, yeah, I mean, his ceiling, the absolute best, is going to be a check down merchant. It feels like
He's a
a
backup.
career back. Yeah,
He could be a good backup, but he's clearly not a guy. You've already seen that. So I I think Stefanski's gone. Um, and so if I'm a Browns fan, I want to see let's fire Stefanski, let's throw Shador out there, let's give Quinshawn 25 carries a game, and let's roll. Let's just see what
I'm
happens.
with you. Moving on, next game, Pats Bucks. Pats continue to impress. They they just can't be stopped. It feels like, and you look at the schedule and who they have, and you think, man, they won't be stopped, which is exciting if you're a Patriots fan. At the same
Yeah.
time, it's scary though
So let's
because I don't want them to be overconfident come playoffs.
right. So just to throw it out there, we are both Pats fans.
Yep. Admittedly, there's a lot of bias when it comes to New England.
So but let's so we might take a little bit longer on this conversation. But so to look at this schedule, so you got Jets Thursday night, win at Bengals. So Okay, before the bye week, week 14, you got Jets at home, at Bengals, Giants at home. Hard to not see us going into the bye week 11-2.
It is,
I'm just
and
gonna throw that out there. And then
it's
then
both very exciting and terrifying.
I think you
So
really see you get Bills at home at Ravens after the bye week, 2 weeks in a row, and we'll
that
see.
right there is where you're going to see what type of team this is.
Because then again you get at Jets, Dolphins the last 2 weeks of the year. Because
I think
the
the
thing
Pats
is,
could easily go 0-2 in that stretch. I think they could drop to the Bills. I think they could drop to Baltimore, like
oh, so
projected rate.
for sure, for sure.
Like it's possible, but
But
then
that's where
a
that's
little
where
bit of
beating
me,
the Bills that's where beating the Bills on the road becomes so huge
yeah, it does. And I
because
also think too, like
that's at home.
you need to drop a loss soon. The Pats need to lose again. Like I'm a big fan of like sometimes you need to lose to remind people what it's like to lose.
Right,
And would like the Pats losing one at Baltimore be that
right.
bad
That's
for the
that's
Pats?
that's the game. Yeah, that's the game. I think where you can most easily project a loss
Like
because
not really. I don't think that's
we'll
the
get
case.
into the Bills too, but they're obviously
Yeah.
real. But
Shout out Bills, did me a solid. Pats fan, did me a solid.
yeah, I think
Next game we
can
got
we
next one.
can we
Yeah.
lock in the division yet?
AFC East, not until after that Bills game.
Okay, yeah, fair, fair.
I honestly it's between I don't trust the Patriots after the last 5 years.
I love this team, man.
I do love this team, but I
I
also
trust
know
Mike Vrabel.
Buffalo
I
is
trust
very,
Mike Vrabel.
very I'm also a pessimist at heart a little bit.
Yeah,
So
true.
I just want to see everything lay out first. We talked about the Bills a little bit. Shout out Miami. What a game
I
after
did not see
firing
it
your
coming at all.
GM.
Yeah,
You fire your GM, you come out, maybe you prove that you do like Mike McDaniel.
I love
Do
Mike.
they like Mike McDaniel? They may like Mike McDaniel. So shocker to any NFL fan.
I really hope that they don't talk themselves into keeping Tua. Well, I
Yeah,
do. As a Pats fan, I do hope that, but as a Dolphin,
NFL football fan, just
I
trying to be
would
humble.
be I would be
You gotta
hoping
get a change.
you got to what?
You gotta make a change.
Oh,
Change in offensive leadership.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, like
I don't hate keeping McDaniel though.
I don't. I think whoever they hire, GM, be a very interesting hire.
Yeah.
I think bigger picture or not even big picture, just like maybe very small picture. I didn't love when Tua was talking about virtual captains meetings.
Yeah.
Like when he did
A
that
lot
whole
of
thing
it.
about, oh yeah, like we meet and we meet online. I'm like, you're meeting online? I was like, no. I was like, you're in the National Football League. You guys live in Miami. Go to your football facility and meet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what? Why would you ever admit that? So that's one that comes to
I
mind
think he's had a lot of questionable press conference moments this year.
very much. I think he's just got to button it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Texans, Jags. First thought when the Texans come to mind, I know he didn't play, but I do feel like CJ Stroud is not an elite NFL quarterback. I think that he is trending more in Kyler Murray territory than franchise
Which
quarterback.
would be what for you?
He he's just like not the guy. Like he doesn't do things that make me
Right, but
think
like
he's gonna win a Super Bowl.
where does that fall in the tiers of is that like tier
That puts
3?
you slam in the middle. That puts you.
Right. Okay.
I mean
I
that
mean,
puts you with somebody that like now can CJ Stroud be good? Yeah, he'll be very very good when he has wide receiver ones, two wide receiver ones, a running back one, a great offensive line. He's like maybe a Jared Goff. Like once you get all the pieces in place, but he's not someone that I look at. I wrote this
golf is a
down.
good golf's a good
He is
golf with a little bit more mobility is a good
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud comp there.
My bullet point on my note sheet is literally CJ Stroud lacks the it factor. And that's all I really thought about on the Texans when I saw that game.
I didn't love him coming out.
No, I I
I
thought
didn't
that RPO was so heavy,
yeah.
but he was like he still kind of is like the first Ohio State quarterback one could really think is good.
Yeah.
Because
I
like
didn't love him coming out, but then I liked him a lot after the first year or two, and then you've had kind of a
Maybe a regression. I don't know.
little bit of regression. But that offensive line is
He needs help. Guy
it's,
needs some help.
it's terrible. I don't know. I don't know what. Just I don't know what motivated them to trade Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why do you trade a franchise left
Has
tackle
to be locker room, was my thought
ever?
when I saw that.
Yeah, sure,
Had
but
to be locker room. But
yeah, I mean,
outside of that, like, and just that matchup, like, they play. This to me is the most uninspiring franchise in literally all sports. Even more uninspiring than the Jets and Browns is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, they are just like in purgatory hell, like best way to put that.
yeah. Speaking
And
speaking of not having the it factor,
it factor, yeah, another guy lacks the it factor, like Trevor Lawrence, no it factor. And
yeah,
then like you look who built around them and goes, oh yeah, Brian Thomas, wide receiver one, he doesn't have the it factor.
yeah, he's a
Um,
shell of himself.
Here we go, Travis Etienne, another guy that people try to market as this elite running back in the National Football League, does not have the it factor. So it's like a bunch of guys where the hype is way higher than the reality.
Yeah, and then Travis, Travis Hunter.
Who's all hype. He's always been more hype than he has been play, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that injury is just a vibes killer,
Yeah, demoralizer. It just happens in practice too. It's just like that's
right?
so boring.
Because in theory he was supposed to be
But he was supposed to be the it. Like he was supposed
right
to another one of the guys was supposed to be the it
an
factor.
elite. You're supposed to be adding an elite receiver, an elite corner in the same person.
And that's not what you got. So Jacksonville, bad time to be a Jacksonville fan. I literally have nothing to say about this next one. Lions, Commanders.
I thought it was hilarious that Dan Campbell took the play calling duties
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
just took B to A.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like,
I just think that's so funny that he was like, yeah, let me call the plays this week because this is the team that beat us in the playoffs last year, and just kill their will.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely hilarious.
I think too, you just gotta look at it like this Commanders team's bad. Everyone's hurt.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, this isn't the same team, so there's that. And I also think too, the Lions are good. Are they as good as
Yeah.
last year's Lions? No.
Yeah, but
I thought
I
last
think
year's team was a
I
little
think there's
better.
something to that. Maybe they're not
I
as
think
good
they
of
can make
a
a
team.
run, but
Yeah, maybe they're not as good of a team, but in the playoffs, when you've got now, 2 years of playoff
yeah.
experience, I think
And you have your
that might
franchise quarterback,
yeah,
Super
that
Bowl
might
champ.
mean more to them than a better roster.
Fair. I like that.
Having been there.
I do like that take. Next
Quick,
game.
quick on the
Yeah.
Commander.
Yes.
That's a sneaky rough situation because they, I think they overestimated what they were last year.
Yeah.
Because I think they got a little bit lucky with how they ended up in the NFC Championship, and you've now got a really old roster with lack of flexibility and a potentially injury prone quarterback. And that's a tough place to be.
I think too. I'm saving this conversation for another episode, but I do want to mention it. But we are going to talk about Jaden Daniels as a football player at some point.
Yeah.
We're
I
going to
think
talk about that extensively because I have a lot to say on that. But next football game, Steelers, Chargers. My notes on the Steelers are they won't win the division, so they're not going to be the division champs. So there you go, Mike Tomlin. Bad news.
because
That's my
the
number
Ravens are
three
going to
point.
win. Are you saying it's because
Ravens
of
are
Ravens?
winning.
Okay, yeah. Agreed.
So Ravens win. I also think too that it comes down to this: bad offense, old quarterback, and old coach. Like Mike Tomlin, non-innovator, never really has been. Great defense. Steelers always play good in D, but that's not going to be enough this year. So
Yeah. I think Rogers looks like he
42
wants
years old.
part of getting hit,
Yeah. And I just
which
hate
is fair.
like everything I see about like he doesn't like he, I saw this thing that Aaron Rodgers is married and none of the players' wives has met his wife. Like you see, like all this stuff. It's like he's not really on the team. He just plays
Yeah.
football on that team,
Right. Right. Yeah.
and that to me is very strange.
Well, he's a strange guy. So
Very. Next game, Colts, Falcons. Colts keep getting it done. Hottest owner in the league. Earlier say keeps getting it done. Just killing it.
yeah,
So
Jonathan
I love the
Taylor out.
headset stuff. I always joke about it. I would do that. She's not alone on that. I would absolutely be in the. I'd be. They would hate me. I'd be bad.
With what?
Just I'd be up so up in like the game day planning.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
oh my god, it'd be
I, I,
bad.
I, I didn't love it at first, but now I think I kind of like it.
Now I think that she maybe is proving
Yeah,
something. She's making a point.
yeah. But she
So
actually might know what she's doing a little bit.
yeah, like the turnaround. Like
Yeah,
maybe like they were up to some BS, but now that they know that they have the ultimate micromanager, that they actually have to turn on. And I think Jonathan Taylor proved it. So it factor secured.
yeah. JT MVP discussion. How real is that?
Um, it's discussed, but it's not the reality.
I think
I
it's I think
think
it's May or Stafford.
I think it's Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I agree.
And
It's,
I was going to talk about that when we got to that game.
yeah, depending on how the year finishes, but yeah, I think as of right now,
Falcons,
I think
little underwhelming.
JT easy offensive player of the year though.
Definitely. I think too. Like, did he get hurt last year? He may have gotten done up a little bit. Right?
Yeah, he was a little bit banged up. He also fumbled a
He'd
bunch.
be a comeback player of the year candidate.
Mm,
Have to
I,
look into that.
I don't think
We'll,
so.
we'll dig on that one. We'll dig on that one.
Who even
But
is the comeback player of the year candidates this year? I don't know if there's.
honestly, in my brain, it's probably Mac Jones.
Yeah, Aiden
Like from a
Hutchinson.
literal
Aiden
just coming
Hutchinson.
back.
Off
Hutchinson
the top of
could
my
be.
head,
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be.
We have to look into that.
Yes, but we will
There's
talk
not an
about that.
obvious guy. Sometimes there's an obvious guy. Like next year it'll be
Uh, I have nothing to say about the Falcons.
um,
I
Michael
I
Penix is
think Raheem Morris is good. I think Drake London's turned it on.
yeah, Bijan.
So Bijan, like I think they're pieces. It's once again you have the pieces. Now can you make the picture?
Yeah, I think
So try to put the
I'm
picture
out on
together.
Penix though. I think.
Yeah, I don't know how elite he is. I think that he'll benefit from the good supporting cast. He
Yeah,
reminds me a lot of Brock Purdy, which we can talk about. So a guy who may be facing unemployment. Next matchup, Saints, and I can't really tell who they played.
the
Who
Panthers.
did Saints? Yeah, they're the Panthers. Yeah. I haven't watched a Saints football game since they benched Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
I feel like that was very pitiful, completely biased. Gamecock fan, Gamecock alum. Um, love South Carolina. I feel like they did him dirty, but I understand why they did it.
yeah, it
I
makes.
think that their season's
I
been
don't think
over
it
since
had anything to
week
do with.
one.
I think it was just they wanted to get their draft pick in after they were 1-8 or.
Yeah, I mean, they just want something new. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I,
mean, their season's over, so if you're a Saints fan, you can stop watching.
Shuck balled a little bit though. He's got a little something to him.
Yeah, we have to see. Jury's out. Next one, Ravens, Vikings. Ravens fans, you gotta be happy because Lamar's your whole team.
Yep.
You've kind of proven that you need him, which has to make you happy that you have a legit quarterback that is so good that he single-handedly wins you football games. But it also should scare you because you will be terrible without him. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I think that's your conference champ in that conference. So shout out Baltimore.
You think they win the?
Emo, keep it rolling. I think they. I mean, between the Steelers and Bengals, basically.
Well,
I mean,
you just said conference champs. You're saying
oh,
you
sorry, yeah,
division. You mean
division,
okay? Yeah,
division,
I agree. I agree.
not AFC. That's
Right.
I think it's the Patriots, but bias, but complete bias, Patriots. But yeah, no, I think Baltimore. I think it works out. They end up where they should have been. It's not going to be as pretty as it could have been.
Right.
Giants regime change,
Yeah.
good for them. Out time, you have your franchise quarterback. Now, please try to keep him alive and try to get through your football season. And let's really work on getting the missing pieces. Once again, more missing
Also,
pieces. You have
get everybody healthy. Get Scat back.
yeah,
Get
get
neighbors.
Malik. Yeah, I mean, just get the whole picture together. Like like let's get the pieces on the board.
Yeah,
See what we can do. So
the
I
real.
feel bad for Dayball a little bit.
I do too.
I think they if the injury plague didn't hit them, they would be better than they look on paper. But it just is
Yeah,
what it is. They were due. Chickens always come home to roost. One could say.
yeah. I think. Um, I think also MetLife Stadium needs to be discussed.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we need priests out there blessing the turf or something. Like, it's got to be like a poltergeist.
Yeah,
So it's obviously haunted. If I was a football player, I'd be very cautious on stepping on that field.
yeah.
Just conspiracy standpoint. They played the Bears. The Bears are in no man's land.
The Bears season starts now. They have played
Yeah,
nobody.
basically.
They
So
play at Minnesota this week. Let's see
I
what they.
don't think I'm sold. Are you sold on Caleb? Is
No,
anyone sold? No
no,
one is.
no.
So there's that. I think, yeah, I mean, I think this is what you want to think about there. And then next game, this is my NFC champ, Seattle Seahawks. Um, Defense is tenacious. Jackson Smith and the Jigba looks great. So yeah, I mean, he's just a beast. Really,
We
really
talked
good.
about MVP. Should Darnold be in that conversation?
Not yet, but he is on my mind.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
But I mean, he is on my mind. Next one, this one's very interesting. I think you stick with Mac Jones. I have nothing to say about the Cardinals. I am skipping over them because there's literally nothing to say about them.
Yeah,
Purgatory.
yeah,
Um, 49ers, Mac Jones. So that's your franchise quarterback. Crazy to think. But he has looked better than Brock, I think. I don't know. Brock gets a shot here. So I think
we'll see.
Kyle Shanahan is in quarterback hell once again.
Yeah, because now you've paid Purdy, and yeah, it's a tough spot.
That's just so bad. And the Rams. I wrote a note on the Rams, and we will probably have a segment dedicated to this. What Matt Stafford could have been had he not been stuck in Detroit. So that right there is like a future YouTube video essay you may see on this channel. So
Yeah,
that is honestly a great question.
yeah. Future Hall of Famer. Uh,
Like literally, what could have been if he saw Megatron retired and was like, "Nah, I'm all set. Let me get out of here."
yeah.
So
Oh, also, I did want to talk about speaking of Hall of Fame.
mhm.
Has Russell Wilson played himself out of the Hall of Fame?
I want to save that one, but briefly, yes.
I think he has.
Briefly, yes.
Jameis
Um,
starting this week speaks volumes about Russell Wilson. I think.
I think so too. Very last one, and then we'll quickly end it because my phone's gonna die soon here. Um, we are looking at the Giants, Eagles, or sorry, no, Packers, Eagles. Jalen Hurts, game manager. I compared him to Alex Smith in a group chat, and he is like the ultimate game manager. I think he does a lot of good things. He doesn't take over, but he does not hurt you.
Yeah,
Like really. Now, if he was an elite quarterback, he would do more, and they would be better.
yeah. Quick thoughts about this game. Eagles are confusing because we thought they may have figured it out a couple weeks ago before the bye, and then they went right back to being a high school offense. So confused about that. I think with Hertz, you've got to tap into his one borderline elite trait, which is the deep ball, and the fact that you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, and they didn't really do that in this game. So I think that's something they've got to tap into more. And then the Packers, uh, Matt LaFleur, tough couple games here for him
Definitely.
from a play calling standpoint. Um, goes all the way back to that Browns game that they lost, where it was like they're just playing every game not to lose. A little bit concerning. Also, Jordan Love, a little bit concerning, but I think the biggest story is the LaFleur regression as a play caller a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one too. Like, we will spend way more time on that one, but playing surface, there are pieces on that offense that work. But I also feel like that there are very much overrated pieces on that offense that we are also seeing play out.
They've also had the injury bug with Kraft
They
out for
have.
the year, Golden's out, Reed's out. They just got Watson back, so it's a little bit of a work in progress
Yeah,
from a
but that
weapons
kind of
standpoint.
concludes our first episode. If you made it this far, shout out. Valid, valid ball knowers. Leave comments, feedback, opinions, takes you agree with, disagree with, and hold us accountable. It would be nice to maybe have some statistics to see who's been right and who's been wrong the most. So who knows? A lot can still unfold. We are back next week. More content, better content. Most likely, we can literally not get worse. Think about that.
We will get better.
So yes, we literally cannot get worse. You can't regress. So unless you're Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.